I was 7 years old. My parents had bought the World Book Encyclopedia set, and I was bothering my mother one day, and she said, go look at the books while I'm making lunch. So I sat cross-legged on the floor like a 7-year-old would, and I just grabbed a random volume, and it was the P volume, and it fell open to a 2-page thing on puppets, and I read it and looked at it, and I thought, well, that's what I'll do for the rest of my life. And my mother called me for lunch, and I closed the book, and that's what it's been. So the family joke was, if it had fallen open to a podiatrist or a proctologist or pediatrician, I would have had a house by now, but it fell open to puppeteer. So that's actually a true story. And there was a picture in that article of a man named Bill Baird surrounded by all these puppets, and I just loved it. And that same year, The Sound of Music came out with the Lonely Goat Herd sequence with the Bill Baird marionettes. It was that guy, that was his puppets. And fast forward, he hired me on my 19th birthday, and I moved to New York and worked in his Greenwich Village Puppet Theatre. I was doing a show, I think it was the Daisy Theatre, at a theatre out east in Ontario. And I came out of the theatre late one night, and I thought of the title Little Dickens, and it made me laugh. So in my hotel room in the middle of the night, I wrote Heather at the Culch in Vancouver and said, I got a really stupid idea for a show. We could do Christmas Carol with the Daisy cast. And by noon the next day, it was booked for a month-long run. Before we even opened, they booked it for the next year. And it's been an annual Christmas show ever since. This is Rosemary Focaccia. She's a Vegas showgirl, not the main rooms, the smaller rooms. And she's playing the role of Marley's ghost, who shows up to Esme Mazengill to warn her. So for this production, Rosemary is wearing these plastic chains from Dollarama. Halloween's a great time to buy props for puppet shows. And so Rosemary's famous for her shimmying. Rosemary has a colorful palette. She would have hung out with Frank Sinatra and the gang. So she's an example of why you get a babysitter and leave the kids at home, and this is a show for mommy and daddy. But here's a character, Murray, who's a sort of a gnome, sort of an elf. Look at that posture. I'm not doing anything, and that's his natural stance. But the minute I work him, he's just so fluid because he's lightweight, and that's all with one hand. The most popular character of the Daisy Theatre is a puppet named Schnitzel. And in Little Dickens, Schnitzel is Tiny Tim. So this is the Tiny Tim Schnitzel with his little cap and with the crutch. So this is the Daisy Theatre Orchestra. And during Fezziwig's Christmas party, the band plays, and we get someone up from the audience to crank the handle to make them all play. And the lovely thing about Christmas Carol is that it's a great starting off point as a story to tell, but also Christmas, I find once December happens, audiences just kind of go, just make me feel good. You know, don't challenge me too much. We could do that in January.